What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great night. Tonight's nightly reading is brought to you by St. Charles Hyundai. Come buy a car because I'm still at work. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there's nothing going on in my job, so don't even stress out about it. You know, to be honest with you, I kind of wish I was at home, but the reason for it is probably a lot different because a lot of you are at home wishing you're at work. But the reason I wish I was at home is because I would be programming my mind. This is a great time, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting space to reset. God is giving you a chance to reset your life. He's, not be busy, reset the love and your relationships. I wish I had somebody who lived with me that I could be there for, that I could give love to, reset that. He's resetting your relationship with your children. And he's giving you an opportunity to see that, a job is just that. And you got to make sure that you are planning your future because, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to pass this. This too will pass. You got to plan your future based on what you want. And so if you want the same things, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, even if you want the same things are still going to change. Okay, we're not going back to the same. It's just like you're graduating. It's like you get kicked out of no, not kicked out. Sorry, it's like you graduated eighth grade and you want to go back to eighth grade again. It doesn't work that way. You go into ninth. And so let me take off my jacket and stay for a while. Look at that. Akuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Anyway, so this today, what I ended up doing today, part of what I've been doing is I went ahead and we're having our conference. We are having our national conference, and they're talking about a lot of things and how we're going to enrich people's lives, help business owners to understand how to automize their systems, to motivate their customers, how to sell properly to any type of person out there, right? But one of the things that they told us in this conference is that they said that 10 million people filed for unemployment last year. That has been the most last month. Sorry, 10 million people last month. Last month. They said that's the biggest since the Great Depression. And that scares me, man, because I'm wondering how many of these people are actually going to realize that just having a job isn't enough. And the reason I'm talking about this before I read this book is because this is what this book is about. Remember, I told you yesterday that you are Gordy in this book. You're in a bowl, and then somebody came, they took you outside, and you got washed into the ocean, and you're in the ocean right now in unfamiliar territories, and things don't look the same. But the cool thing about a goldfish, I don't know if you guys know this about goldfish, it's a little fact, that goldfish only grow big compared to their bowl. I'm pretty sure it's a fact. And so if the goldfish is in its bowl, it will only grow so big. But if it's out somewhere else, it can get bigger. It can grow bigger. And that's just like you, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, you're scared because you're a little bitty goldfish and you've been in a bowl. But now you're trying to now you need to learn how to find food, which is what this is trying to tell us. And then also, keep in mind the aspect that now you're going to be able to grow bigger. And so when I heard the 10 million people last month got unemployment, what that said to me is that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take a new move. It's time for us to restructure. You need to realize that your job cannot be your only source of income. Because if you had a other side of income, or they call it, I guess the best way to describe it, because some of you cash flow, I guess. Some of you may not know that. Robert Kiyosaki, cash flow. Anyways, cash flow is king right now. And so the people who don't have jobs, the people who have money coming in, there's people still making money out there, but they're making money automatically whether they work the job or not. And so what I need you to consider, ladies and gentlemen, is maybe it's time for you to step out and to get yourself what they call a side hustle. And what I try to do is I try to not only get people side hustles, but I try to help them to legitimately, I guess what the best way to say is formalize that side hustle so that you're doing it in a way that can make you money. So for example, really quick before I get into this book and then we're going into it, I'm kicking myself right now. Why, you ask? Because me and my dad and a guy named John I used to run with, we were all doing studying, and we were studying tax and legal day one and day two. And one of the things that the guy was talking about is like, get yourself underneath a S Corp or C Corp or, one of those entities to protect yourself. Okay. I didn't do it. So this happens. If this happened and I did what I was supposed to do back then, what I would have been able to do is apply for a whole lot more money because I would have had my S Corp and my business set up for business. But instead, I'm still set up as a worker. So I kicked myself because I'm missing tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars that I could have possibly had to maintain my everyday cost so that I can stay and so I can, you get what I'm saying? So it's these little things that we don't necessarily think about now that make a difference in the future. And if you don't make the decision now to do something different, you're going to end up in the exact same place. And so that's all I'm trying to say. Like, don't end up like me, missing out on a whole lot of money because of the fact that you didn't want to make a move. I was scared at the time. I didn't want to do it, this, that, and the other. And it was something so simple. And it could have changed the trajectory of where I'm going now, because I would have had money right now to start investing in buying homes and to looking in wholesaling. There's so many things I can get into, but I'm not going to. But what I want you to think about is Sammy right here, Sammy the shark, is teaching Gordy the goldfish how to eat differently, how to find food. That food, ladies and gentlemen, is how you're going to feed your family. That's how you're going to feed yourself. And so you can find foods in different ways. You've been taught to find food one way, and that's to have a job. But now it's time to realize that the job may not be enough, especially if you want to thrive. Like Sammy said in this thing, he literally said, hold on.
As far as you can in 15 minutes.
Alexa's telling me to go exercise. She's going to do it again. But Sammy was literally saying in here how he didn't want to just survive anymore. He wanted to thrive.
Jog as far as you can in 15 minutes.
So he wanted to thrive. And so, ladies and gentlemen, right now we're in survival mode. But once you make it through this, now understand, ladies and gentlemen, it's about making it through this, because once you make it through it, you're going to go from survival, and then hopefully you will go into thrive mode. Because the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, eventually, because some people, unfortunately, it's going to be survive mode, until the end of time, until the end of their time. And it's always going to be survive mode. But the people who invest in themselves now to learn something different, to do something different, are going to be the ones who thrive. You have literally 30 days. Do you know who you could be a whole different person in 30 days? You can learn a whole different set of skills in 30 days. There's so much you can do. But if you just watch TV, watch Netflix, ladies and gentlemen, not everything's going to get done. So let's go back to it. Here we go. So let's see if you can see it. Oh, you can see it much better today. A school for goldfish, or shark school for goldfish. So here we go. Gordy opened his shark school and made it his mission to help other fish. That sounds familiar. That's kind of what I was talking about. He decided that if he truly believed the ocean was a place of abundance, it was his duty to help others realize that there was more food available to everyone. So he believed that the more you give, the more you receive. It's the law of the ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, that's huge. The more you give, the more you receive. But the problem is right now, ladies and gentlemen, since we're in a scarcity, since some people, I can't say we all, but some people are in a scarcity mindset, they're not giving. Instead, they're trying to make sure they have enough to survive, which I understand that. That's nothing wrong with that. But considering the more you give, the more you will receive. That's just the way the world works. That's why I'm telling you, there's people out there still actually creating good income. But there's also people out there who are like in the water, don't know what to do. They're drowning. And so just keep giving. Just keep giving. Create your own. I'm creating my shark school. This is my shark school. You're in it right now. And it's Gordy's Shark School for Goldfish. Here we go. On the first official day of Shark School, only 10 students showed up. Gordy taught them that the ocean is not your enemy, but your friend. He taught them that it is a place of abundance, not scarcity. He told them that in his school they would learn how to transform adversity into a wave of prosperity, and he wrote a few important lessons on a big rock board. Ride the wave of change. You have more control than you think you do. Focus on the opportunity, but not the challenge. You are not a victim, but a hero in your own inspirational story. That's pretty big. That's a pretty cool little rock there. Some really good ones. Okay. The fish were amazed at his teachings, and they went back to their families, friends, and communities and told everyone what they had learned. The following day, hundreds of students arrived at the shark school, and Gordy taught them everything he knew. He taught the bottom feeders how to take initiative. He taught the naysayers how to be more positive. He taught the octopus how to focus. He taught everyone how to think and act like a shark. He wrote more lessons on the rock board. Your belief must be greater than your chorus of negativity. Positive fish find more food. Trust in the ocean of abundance and expect success. Faith in a positive future leads to powerful actions today. There is no substitute for hard work. Be humble, be hungry. Those right there, I'm going to kind of see if I can get it, how close I can get in there. Those are some pretty powerful little statements right there. There we go. That's pretty good. After a year, Gordy taught thousands of fish at his shark school. He knew, however, that his schools represented only a small proportion or percentage of the total fish in the ocean. Gordy wished that even more fish would attend his school, but he knew he knew that's the way it was. That there would be those who would believe him and receive his message and apply the principles, and those who would ignore his teachings and spend a lifetime complaining, blaming, and wondering why they were starving. But those who applied the principles and lessons would navigate the sea of adversity and waves of change and enjoy a full stomach and a life of abundance. He had seen it happen in his own life, and he knew that life was too short to live any other way. The end. Pretty good, right? Pretty short. I didn't realize that was it. So that was the last chapter. I just want to talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't figured it out yet, he decided that if he truly believed that the ocean was a place of abundance, it was his duty to help others realize there was more food available for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, there is food for everybody. I've been telling you that in the world. There's enough for everybody. And it just doesn't look like it right now because we're going through some things. And we're disconnected. Even though we're connected by the internet, we're disconnected from one another. But you have to realize that there's enough out there. So don't play the scarcity role. Don't play the negativity role. I mean, he even said it. He said he had people who didn't know what to do, and he said, where is it? However, his students represented only a small portion of the fish in the ocean. Gordy wished that there was even more fish who would attend his school, but he knew that's the way it was. That there would be those who believe and receive his message and apply the principles, and those who would ignore his teachings and spend a lifetime complaining, blaming, and wondering why they were starving. Ladies and gentlemen, right now there's a lot of people complaining, blaming, and wondering why they're starving, not because of something that they're doing, but because somebody just took their food source away. And so what I would love to do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Gordy. I'm starting to realize how much I'm Gordy, because the reason I do these messages, and we're going to keep reading books. I got other books. I got another book right here. It's called As a Man Think. It was given to me by a really special person. And so this book right here is maybe one of the next ones. I got a book that I'm going to read. Mandy asked me to read, and I'm going to read that one to you. But I want you to understand, right now is not tomorrow. And I posted something today. It was by Eric Counts, which is one of our mentors. They were going over some great information today in our seminar. And what he said is, if you're worried about today's money, you're thinking about yesterday's bills. So you got to focus on the abundance you want to build in the future. And that's so big, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, the reason that we stress out about what we have going on today is because of the fact of what's going on yesterday. Today's money pays yesterday's bills. But it's okay. You will make it through this. And the cool thing is, ladies and gentlemen, is that all I want to do is just let people know that there's a way. There's another way. If you need some way to come out of what you're going through, to make sure that you come out thriving instead of complaining, whining, and blaming, just talk to me. I will love to help you. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the shirt. It says Hakuna Matata. That's how I feel. And so I want you to feel that way too. Don't be scared. God's got you. You are blessed beyond your even wildest dreams. And things are going to go well for you. And so I have one more page that we'll read tomorrow, but it's like some of the questions and food for thought in here. And I want to read that with you and kind of let you answer some of the questions in your mind. And that's all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. But I do thank you for being here. And I want to also thank you for reading this book with me. I've been stuck reading books and reading half books and not finishing. And so I want to thank you for being here and allowing me to read another book to put something else in my heart and my mind, another piece of arsenal that I can use to help somebody to, get out of the ditch they're having. To think about it like this, ladies and gentlemen, if you see somebody in quicksand and they're sinking and you have no tools, the only thing you can do is get in there to try to pull them out, is you're going to die too. But if you have a rope, or you have a ladder, or you have a truck with a pulley, or whatever you have, whatever arsenal you have at your disposal, if you utilize that stuff, you can save a life. You can save more than one life. Just go around, ladies and gentlemen, fill yourself full of good things, and try to save as many lives as possible. That's all I ask of you. Do some great things, and that's all I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, 10 million people applied for unemployment, and so that's understandable with what's going on. But also keep in mind that eventually you will have to get out of this, and just make sure that you're on the up and not the down. And that's all I have for you today. Have a great day. Enjoy your Friday. Happy weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.